Hi, today we're going to see a demo of how H2O Driverless AI can be used through Alteryx Designer. This is the first integration that has been done between Alteryx and H2O AI. This allows for a full end-to-end machine learning workflow, data science and machine learning workflow, all the way from data access, ingest, data preparation, to automatic machine learning, feature engineering, and model deployment from both companies. It's very easy to get started. To install the Driverless AI plugin, you can download it from this link, and once you have the plugin installed, you'll see two nodes, one for Driverless AI Experiment and for Predict. Both those nodes can be found in the predictive section of the Alteryx Designer. It'll also be soon available in the Alteryx public gallery. Now let's look at the demo real quick. This is the familiar Alteryx Designer interface that you'll get to once you start the product. I have a workflow running over here. The two driverless AI nodes that you need to use are the driverless AI experiment and the driverless AI prediction nodes. Basically, the experiment node is the one you'd use to start a new experiment. It can take input from as a data set, and it'll take some of the experiment settings. So, for example, you can specify the driverless AI server address. So this is the instance where driverless AI is running, the username and password for that instance, the dataset that you are bringing in, and in this case I'm loading a credit card default dataset. So for that particular dataset, the target outcome and the experiment settings, the accuracy, time, and interpretable knobs. Once that's set up, the driverless AI will run through the experiment, build a model, and then you can see the results over here. The model can then be shipped to the driverless AI prediction node, which can also take a test dataset and then use it to score on a new dataset, and you can see the results over here. So I'm going to simply run this experiment once. So what's going to happen is it takes a dataset first, splits it into train and test, sends the trained dataset to the driverless AI experiment node. Since the server is running on a separate instance, I can actually go to that instance through a new browser and refresh these to see the experiment that's currently running. And you can do this to access the driverless AI interface and look at all the different settings that have been applied, see how the feature tuning is happening, the parameter tuning, the models that they're getting built. You can also look at all the different charts that are available to driverless AI, like the ROC curve, the precision recall, look at the misclassification ratio while you're doing so, the lift, the gains, and the CPU or GPU usage for that particular machine. And once the model is completed building over here, you'll get this final scoring pipeline being done. You can go back to the Alteryx interface. In the designer, the model is then received, and the model is then taken into the scored trained predictions will be shown over here, and then the actual model is sent to the predict node to score on a test data set, which comes from the split. And once both of those things are done, you will be able to see the results in the configured chart, or you can create charts. There you go, the experiment finished. So I can look at the actual results. So this is the original data set. So you can see that we have the default payment next month, and with the probability of 0 and the probability of 1, the two probabilities that are being showing up over here. And you can see the same for the test set as well. So we scored a new test set based on the training results. And then you can take the results of the model to create some interactive charts. So in this case, what we have done is we have taken the results of pay 0, which is the payment status on the current month, and plotted it against the default likelihood of default payment. And you can see some other results being shown over here. So the likelihood of default depends quite significantly based on what your payment status is in the current month. And it's easy to add these charts because the results are available for us now. So that's a quick summary and a demo of the driverless AI integration into Alteryx Designer. Thank you.